Hi, it's Mitch from Pickdawgz.com here with the free pick in the Magic versus Knicks NBA matchup on Friday, December 29th, 2023. Of course, if you love our free picks that we do at Pickdawgz every day, you'll love our premium picks. Just check them out at the website under the premium picks tab. We also have the Dime Club and Sharp Trading Plays. These are meant for people who make big bets. If that's you, go ahead and text the number that you see on the screen. These are not available on the website. You got to text that number. But let's get to this one. We've got the Magic taking on the Knicks. And while the Magic have been one of our favorite teams in recent years, the last 2 years, because they have covered a ton of spreads for us, even in games that they haven't won, well, as of late, they have not really been quite as strong as we've seen them in the past. Still 5-5 in their last 10 against the number, but just 4-6 straight up. So while the expectations were that the Magic were going to be a next level team, and I do believe they do go to the next level from where they were last year, we just have to remember that they were a 33-win team last year. They were not a playoff team. They were not a play-in team. They were not anywhere close. They weren't like battling it out as the season ended. They were out of it. And the thing is, they covered a lot of spreads because the year before they were the team that drafted number 1 overall in the NBA draft. So as what tends to happen, and as the excitement gets behind a team or a certain player, well, sometimes the bettors and the odds makers and everybody else gets a little bit ahead of themselves, and sometimes, well, you got to abandon ship. And I think that's kind of where we've been with the Magic in recent weeks, kind of muddled around. Meanwhile, the New York Knicks kind of quietly going through things here, 17-13 on the season, 9-9 on the road, 9-8-1 against the number, but 5-5 in their last 10. So that means they've actually been playing the better basketball of these two teams. When we look at the Knicks, that loss against OKC, certainly no shame in that, but they had that Christmas Day win against the Bucks, and that really drew a line in the sand because they had really been taking a beating against the Milwaukee Bucks in those head-to-head matchups. So certainly a nice statement there for the Knicks. Meanwhile, the Magic losing to the Sixers last time out, 112-92. It was not even close. I mean, it was an absolute domination by the Sixers after the Magic had beaten the Pacers and the Wizards in back-to-back games, losses against the Bucks, the Heat, back-to-back losses against the Celtics. So what you see here is that, the Magic, while they did cover in that game against the Bucks, for the most part, when they've played against the better teams, they've had their share of struggles. And against the lesser teams, they've taken care of business. And that's all part of the process, right? There's always the process. And it's kind of like I said, people just getting ahead of themselves. And it's, we go through some of the same struggles with OKC, right? Who are still a great cover team, and now they're becoming a very good team. So now they're laying points, in a lot of games that we were getting points last season. But when we look at the Magic defense, it's been middle of the road, and I think that's a little bit of the problem here. They are pretty much right down the middle, while the Knicks offense has not been very good, but they do shoot the three very, very well, and I think that is what's kind of helped them through. Also, defensively, the Knicks have not been all that much outstanding, but the Magic offense just really hasn't been anything, spectacular. I understand they've got some great players on this team and some good young talent, but I think part of that young talent is part of the learning process. It's like we saw it last year with the Cleveland Cavaliers against the Knicks in the playoffs, right? It was like they were a young team that looked like they were coming together. They got into the playoffs against the Knicks, and they got busted up. I think that in this one, I just like the way that the Knicks defense kind of stacks up in this game. I just think that the defensive rebounding, the offensive rebounding, I look for the Knicks to pound them on the boards and to grab this one. I'm going to take the Knicks, and that's going to be my free pick. Of course, while you're doing your picks, putting your bets in, use our free betting tools at sportschatplace.com. They're 100% free, and it'll help put you on the most favorable bets on the board today.